Hello, students. How's it going? I would like to take a couple of minutes to show you some cool features of Google Earth. So, just besides exploring and typing in different things, how you're probably used to, there are many other very useful and interesting features of Google Earth. So, with this menu on the side or the toolbar here, this is the one that we're usually at. You could search for anything, any place, any landmark, city, address, whatever you would like to find. You just use that. But we have some other icons here. We have a Voyager and just a random places that Google will take you to, different projects that we can build, and you can save them to kind of go on a tour, different layers, different views that you can see of Google Earth, and then a measuring tool. So let's get started with the Voyager. This was a really cool feature. There's just a lot of different activities to do. You can see Google will pick out like five here. You can go on hikes. You can see like an animation of predictions of the rise of sea levels. They have different quizzes that you can take, many on ancient civilizations. You can see here animal sounds, but just fun games to play or quizzes in Google Earth. Okay, then we have time lapse. These are really cool. We can see like deforestation, and they've been tracking this for 37 years. Most people don't know that about Google Earth, and the satellite imagery is not a relatively new product. It's almost as old as I am. So 37 years of time lapse. Really cool features to see. We have 3D imagery, so you can go anywhere, uh, pretty much anywhere in the world, see the different landforms or the topography of areas, buildings as well. Major cities are really cool to view there. Um, so as we come down, you can see all of these are covered as well, but many different um, just activities to do in here. And then we have other things if you want to play games. Okay, they have many different quizzes about archaeological sites, animal sounds, presidents, so many things to just test your knowledge. Um, Ancient Civilizations is a really cool one that I've played around with a little bit. Carmen Sandiego used to be a very popular game, probably close to 30 years ago, but nice to see that it's still around. You'll get clues, and then you have to track where Carmen Sandiego is. But many different quizzes here, as you can see, different layers that we have, time lapses, the different street views, cultures, so many different activities to do using Google Earth besides just searching for certain places. Okay, education's a big one as well, talking about the shapes of structures and kind of the science behind them, going on tours. Okay, different national features, many activities. Okay, so that is the Voyager tab in Google Earth. So underneath that, we have just it says I'm feeling lucky. So what Google Earth does is just take you on quick tours um, to different places. You can see on the right side here they have a little blurb or description of each of the places that they take you, all relevant to history. You can see this one. We go to Israel. You can fly down for a closer look. Okay, if you select it again, it will take you somewhere else. This time we're going to Singapore. Um, but just to gain more knowledge about the Earth that we live on, different views of it. You can see here, this just takes you straight to 3D. Some pretty cool buildings and different architectural structures there in Singapore. Okay. So underneath that, we have projects. Now, if we go to projects, you can absolutely build like your own tour of the world. So if we say, like, if we want to create a project, okay, and again, this being a product, everything goes to your Google Drive. So if we want to create one, let's say we go to new feature and we want to start with like ancient civilizations. So if we go to Egypt, okay, so if we go to the Great Pyramids of Egypt, okay, uh, or at Giza, I should say, Google will fly us directly there, and we could save this as part of our journey. So we could take a tour, and then you would just simply see the Great Pyramid there. Okay. So if we would just add this to our project, we can continue to build all of the ancient civilizations that we're studying. Now, you could use this for scientific things, say maybe different volcanoes or different geographical features that you would study for science, maybe different biomes or things like that. Many uses for that, and it would just track and keep your tour of where you are going. Okay. The next feature here we have is the map style. You can totally create and customize, I should say, Google Earth. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit, go back to 2D and zoom way out so we can see a large chunk of Africa here. Okay. So if we go to clean, there's no borders, there's nothing. It's just the land. No roads, no country borders or state borders or cities. Okay. Exploration is generally the layer that they will start off with. It shows us different layers where the country borders are, pretty much all of the man-made features, which we know from our geography, we call it a political map. Okay. This everything that we would have to zoom in a little bit, but it shows the roads. It shows different transportation routes, landmarks, water, tons of this is like everything that Google Earth will show us. And then also you can customize. You can choose turn the clouds on or off. You can turn borders, places, roads, all of these things to make this truly customizable and how you would like that. Also 3D for buildings. We can animate the clouds. The grid lines are really cool. We can show latitude and longitude, which we also study. So if we zoom out, we could see the grid on the Earth. So that's a cool feature to know and to use as well. Okay. And then lastly, we have our measuring tool here. So if I come into the United States, okay, let's say you're in Cleveland and want to know how far it is from Cleveland to Florida. Let's say we're going to Disneyland. Actually, how far is that? So you can measure just by simply clicking on the ruler there. You click once to start it, and then let's say in Central Florida, we have that. Now that's over 1,000,000 yards, so that's a lot of football fields, but we can change that into centimeters, meters, whatever we want. So mostly in miles. Let me end this here. So in miles, 956 miles from Cleveland to Disneyland in a straight line. But we could change this to whatever we would like. Smoots is an interesting one. I actually had to Google it, and this was made from a young man in a fraternity trying to measure how long a bridge was. So I think he was something like maybe like 5'10" or 5'8", somewhere in there. But that is the official measurement for a smoot. So from Cleveland to Disneyland, we're looking at 904,000 smoots. But so this is a quick rundown. Many things to do on Google Earth besides just exploring and checking things out by using the search bar. Okay. Now, there's also nothing wrong with that, but it's a great tool to explore. We can actually go to many places and check them out almost as if we were there in a semi-virtual reality world. But these other things on the menu, familiarize yourself with them and really get to enjoy the full Google Earth as they made it. So thank you very much. Have a great day.